Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Gold and silver, both in the green, starting to rise. We see gold at $1,477, up $15.40. Silver, $17.15, up 26 cents. And this is because stock markets being so profitable are starting to drop. And this is going to be pushing investors from stocks into the world of precious metals. Now, I have an article from Kitco. The link will be in the description, but this is exactly what I was talking about when everyone was panicking the last couple days, or actually the last couple weeks, as stock markets were setting record highs. I was mentioning this isn't going to go on forever. There's going to be a correction. There's going to be a dip, and all that meant was it was a perfect time to buy your silver for under $17, especially around these Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales that were going on as well. So anyways, let's jump into this article. Gold and silver prices are posting good gains in early U.S. trading Tuesday on some safe haven buying interest following downbeat remarks from President Trump regarding U.S.-China trade negotiations. February, gold futures were last up $11.40 an ounce at $1,480. March, COMEX silver prices were last up 24 cents at $17.27 or 20 cents an ounce. Trader and investor risk appetite has again been dented Tuesday following Trump's comments in London regarding a partial U.S.-China trade deal. Trump said there is no timetable on even a partial deal, and implied any deal could come after next year's U.S. presidential election. In some ways, it may be better to wait until after the election, Trump said. Trump on Monday then threatened Brazil and Argentina with trade tariffs on Tuesday, did the same to France. So President Trump is trying to put tariffs on several different countries, and this is going to also get that controversy sparked, what gold and silver really do profit off of and capitalize off of. People in the economy are very wary. They're very wishy-washy, emotional. Emotions are running high, and this is exactly what the political standpoint or the political side of it wants. You know, they are laying the cards on the table, and if the people are going to either take it one way or another, that's also going to highly affect precious metals prices. So anyways, Asian equities were mixed and European stock markets were mostly lower overnight. The U.S. stock indexes are pointed toward lower openings when the New York day session begins. In other overnight news, the Eurozone Producer Price Index in October rose 0.1% from September and down 1.9% year on year. Yet another worrisomely low inflation report coming from the world's third largest economy. For gold and silver market, bulls awaiting a major geopolitical development to better boost safe haven demand for their metals, which is exactly what happens. I mean, they explained it extremely well right there. Geopolitical fear is something that gold and silver bulls are using to ensure the price of silver and gold to rise. I mean, that's really what it stems from. It's a safe haven investment that people look towards and trust when they're not trusting banks or the government or their own fiat system. So anyways, reports overnight said Iran is in the deepest economic slump in 30 years and is now facing a serious cash crunch and is in economic peril. Iran's dire predicament could prompt the country's leader to lash out with its military against its enemies that include U.S. Destabilizing the Persian Gulf region would be one way Iran can retaliate against crippling economic sanctions that have been in place from the U.S. and the West. So interesting stuff. Iran tensions still kind of lingering on, and it seems like it's some more serious. I mean, the deepest economic slump in 30 years. And is now facing a cash crunch. Interesting stuff. I'm curious on a global scale what precious metals are going to be doing. The key outside markets today see the U.S. dollar index near steady. Now, we know the dollar index usually can push prices higher or lower for gold and silver. When the dollar index is higher, it usually pushes prices lower, and vice versa. But right now, the dollar index is steady, but we still see gold and silver in the green. So, NYMEX crude oil prices are higher and trading around $56 a barrel. U.S. economic data due for release Tuesday includes the weekly Goldman Sachs and Johnson Red Book retail sales report, the ISM New York report on business and domestic auto industry sales. So technically, the gold bulls or the Bears have the slight overall near-term technical advantage, but that won't be that would be short-lived, more than likely. Prices are on a 3-month-old downtrend on the daily bar chart. Bulls' next upside price objective is to produce a close in February futures above solid resistance at 1,500. Bears' next near-term downside price breakout objective is pushing futures prices below solid technical support at $1,425. First resistance is seen at $1,486 and then at $1,490. For support seen at the overnight low of $1,465 and then Monday's low of $1,459. So right now we see gold up $15, silver up 26 cents, platinum is up $12, and palladium is up $2. Every single market or precious metal across the board is in the green. And this shows that things in the economy is definitely going to be the momentum, the movement behind it. And even Kitco, tweets out political uncertainty to drive gold prices to $1,550 in 2020. Interesting stuff. Trump is using the U.S.-China trade war for his 2020 re-election bid. For Trump, perhaps the worst thing that could happen is a trade deal that does come together. So this is something that they're trying to say, that Trump is trying to push it off. And for the 2020 presidential election that's going to be happening is also heavily going to be influencing prices. I mean, right now, this is probably one of the biggest, I would say, the biggest setter-uppers that's going to be pushing prices. I know I just made that word up, but it's really going to be setting things up to gain stability. I mean, look at the amount of support that silver has held, with stock markets setting record highs, with U.S.-China trade negotiations still coming to some agreements. Even with the partial agreement, it's better than nothing. And gold and silver still held its ground and did not drop too low. Most people would have thought that gold would have dropped to the $15 range if stock markets were ever going to set record highs. But no, we still see prices in the green. And this shows that silver has some foundational support against it, some stability, and that's extremely good and could easily set up for a rally. Because then when the demand is there, then man, oh man, are you going to see a rally, especially with such a nice support line. And I want to mention that because when silver hit $19.50, it happened extremely quick. And it was the U.S.-China trade negotiations and stock markets that pushed them higher. So for those two things to push them higher also means they could push them lower. But guess what? They didn't. So that means that next time this happens, prices are going to boom because now we have the support underneath it. People have the faith in precious metals. So anyways, March silver futures bears also have the overall near-term technical advantage, but more than likely it's going to be short-lived. Prices are in a 3-month-old downtrend on the daily bar chart. Silver Bull's next upside price objective or price breakout objective is closing prices above solid technical resistance at $17.50 an ounce. The next downside price breakout objective for bears is closing prices below solid support at $16. First resistance is seen at this week's high or last week's high of $17.25 and then at $17.35. Next support is seen at the November low of $16.76 and then at $16.50. So we see the support and resistance levels. An interesting resistance level that we're going to have to be looking at is the $17.25 level, because if it goes above that, then it's going to mean that there is the bulls have the advantage, and it's going to be a very, very, very interesting time, a very bullish time in my opinion. But I don't think it's going to we have to worry about the support lines. I mean, silver's already $17.14, so it's looking like things are probably going to be going upwards more than downwards. So I'm interested to see what's happening. Very interesting times. A lot of stuff happening in the economy that's going to be affecting prices for the better, and it could be for the worse, but right now it's not. I'm not too worried because precious metals have some stability, and that's something you're going to hear me, or I have been talking about a lot, because that's so important. When we saw $50 silver in the 80s and in 2011, it was because the price just exploded overnight. But you don't want that. You want it to gradually appreciate so it can build some momentum. It's like a train. Once a train starts going, it's hard to stop it because it gradually builds up that momentum. instead of something like a car that could stop right away. And that's what happens. We're building momentum right now, and this is going to be pushing prices, influencing prices for the better, especially going into the year 2020. So I'm extremely excited, and I definitely think that we're going to see good things in the future. So anyways, like I said, the link to this article will be in the description. If you want a place to buy your gold and silver, link will be in the description. For Golden Statement, it's a trustable, respectable, and very diverse dealer, diverse mint. You will have a lot of selection from there, and I've purchased from there several times, so I definitely it has my okay. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I do post daily videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'm out. Peace.